Hi, my name is Abby, this is my dad, and this is my sister Rebecca. On today's episode of Cooking with Abby, we're going to be making poutine!
Poutine.
Yum.
It's like poutine is the kind of, how do we say it?
Poutine.
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 Because we are in Montreal, I don't know how it is that we are
only making it now.
50 episodes into Cooking with Abby before we make poutine. Poutine. All kinds of, listen, we went hardcore. We made
Gravy,
hand-cut
fries.
French fries. We made gravy from scratch.
We only bought the cheese.
We bought the cheese curds.
That's it.
You guys can do all kinds of things, right? You can hand cut your fries. We're gonna use a fancy dancy potato cutter. You can cut yourself wedges. You can cut yourself these. You can buy frozen French fries. Nothing wrong with that. You can buy your graver. That works too. Anything you want. Poutine. We went classic gravy fry sauce. Talk to us about the cheese. You looked it up. You're not gonna remember anything. Can you remember at least what other people call it?
Squeaky cheese.
Squeaky cheese.
I was gonna say stringy,
cheese
but it's not
curds.
stringy.
They're like kind of apparently unique to us. Really good, really yummy. Don't have cheese curds? No problem. Use mozzarella. Use cheddar. Use whatever you want.
Closest. It tastes like
Tastes a bit like
exactly
mozzarella, exactly. So where can people find the ingredients for today's essentially gravy?
There.
Here or
cookingwithabby.com.
awesome. Shall we get started?
We shall.
Ooh, we shall. As I mentioned, plenty of options when it comes to potatoes. You can hand cut these. You can even do them into wedges, which are a lot easier. Or go buy yourself a potato cutter if you make home fries often. So this guy's got a little suction cup on the bottom here, which what that will do is right now we move around here. See, I always get it wrong. I always think it goes that way, but it goes that way. And now our potato thingy is stuck to the table. What do? We take this, we drop a potato in, a word. You gotta make sure you get the right size potatoes, right? So these are rustic potatoes. You know, I always make too many, basically one per person. And then, holding it kind of carefully, and it does take a little bit of force, boom, fries.
We drop them into a bowl.
Drop them into the bowl. We're gonna add some water to the bowl in a minute. We're gonna let them soak. Who wants to go next?
Me.
You? Okay.
How do you do this thing?
Go. Just push this down. I'll hold it for you. Yeah. Keep going. Go, 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 go. Yeah!
My turn.
Pretty ingenious machine in the sense that this side, not cutty. This side, wicked sharp cutty. Potatoes. I always do too many. As I say, about one medium-sized potato per person.
They're very...
Oh, hold on. As I said, you gotta make sure, watch out, you gotta make sure that your potato gets through there nicely, or else you can cut it in half first if you need to. Go, go, go. Watch your fingers, Rebecca. The suspense is killing us. Oh, progress. Oh! And potatoes go flying. What was I saying before I rudely interrupted myself 5 times over? Here, let's go towards the camera.
Potatoes.
Potatoes. I don't know what you guys are complaining about. It's so easy. No, wait. Let me finish this thought, or else we're not going to get anywhere. Potatoes. This medium potato, maybe one and a half of these per person. If you're making this as a side, obviously make fewer. If you're making it as lunch or dinner, make more, right? Kind of you gauge it. I always make too many French fries because you know what? No one really cares. So we're gonna finish this up. We're gonna put these in some cold water for about 5 minutes to get some of the starch off. Then we're gonna come back, we're gonna toss them, put them on our tray, get them in the oven. Our potatoes soaked in some water for a little while, some cold water, and then we dried them off as much as we could. Rebecca, you had a question.
Why do you wet them and then dry them?
So, as I think I said why, but I'm not sure. What we do is we soak them in the cold water to extract some of the starch out of them. So starch is like one of the fancy parts. It's like a protein in the potato. And if we take out some of the starch, they get a little crispier. And that's also why we dry them. We dry them because we want them to crisp up and be very tender in the oven. If we were doing them in a deep fryer, maybe we wouldn't have to. Abs, how about you add some oil there? Or actually add all the oil. Toss that around with your hands. Obviously we're baking these in the oven. You know, something that's come to my attention quite recently in life, and I feel kind of silly for it, is parchment paper. This little piece of paper here, who cares if you have it? No, it's amazing. It helps so much. Here, you know what? You keep tossing. I'm going to sprinkle some salt and pepper. We're gonna season again when they come out, because really, potatoes love sugar. Potatoes are sugar. Potatoes love salt. So, we're gonna finish tossing these. We're gonna put them on top of our parchment paper, which is amazing at preventing our potatoes from sticking to things. It allows them to crisp up. We're gonna cook these for probably 40 minutes. We're gonna toss them around at like the 20-minute mark, and then at the other 10-minute mark, we're looking for like really nice and crispiness. So as I say, we'll get these into our 450-degree oven, and then we're gonna come right back and we're gonna make our own gravy, because we're super keen, right?
Yep.
Our pan is ready to go here. Sorry if I'm yelling, I can never tell if this is loud or not. We are putting in some of the yummy coconut oil. Why coconut oil? A lot of flavor in the coconut oil. Abs, how about you add the onions? Onions! How about you put the mushrooms everywhere? In you go. Always so scared of getting hit. Burned.
Yes, I am.
What, did I burn you before or something?
Yes.
We are going to saute our onions until they caramelize a little bit. After they caramelize a little bit, we will add our mushrooms. Then from our mushrooms, what will we add? We will add our yummy balsamic vinegar, our yummy Worcestershire sauce, a little bit of salt and pepper, Worcestershire. And then we will add our cornstarch. We'll get that all nice and coated. Then we'll add our wet stuff to make a gravy. Now, once we're all done, we're gonna puree this, blend it, and then put it back on the heat. So Abby said, why mushrooms? You weren't sure. Flavor, people. Gravies are all about extracting flavor. That's why we have Worcestershire sauce, because Worcestershire sauce has all kinds of flavor in it. Same with balsamic and coconut flavor. So all kinds of yummy flavors. Now, again, guys, we're going over the top. Why?
It's fun.
It's fun. That's kind of what we do. But at the end of the day, no. You can buy a little packet of gravy. You can buy it in a container.
Like IKEA.
Like IKEA. You can buy frozen French fries. But yeah, we're having some fun. The cheese. It's kind of hard to dial back the cheese. We're not getting fancy. Although we are kind of getting fancy with the cheese, because we went and got cheese curds. At the end of the day, you could use a different kind of cheese.
Yeah.
So we're fancy top and bottom. We're gonna keep going with this. No need for you to watch literally, onions caramelize with us. So we will jump through time showing you where we're at with this. And then our fries should be done. Our gravy will be done.
Yeah.
What will be left?
Assemble and eating.
Took a little bit longer than, what was I gonna say, than a packet? But really not that long, right? Like how long were we doing that for? Like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes?
Yeah.
5 minutes at the most.
Yeah.
What I was telling Abby, nice and thick. Both Abby and Rebecca were delighted once the gravy started to thicken up. The other thing you really wanna do, those dark, crispy parts at the bottom of your pan, flavor! So you
What
want
like formed up there?
What is that? That's burning onion and stuff like that. So really want to make sure you get down there and get that. I don't know why it's beeping at me. So we're going to take this. We're going to blend it in our fancy dancy blender. Why? Because we have it. And then we're going to return it to the pan. We're going to keep it warm. And then we'll come back for that fantastic part of assembling.
And then eat it.
And then eating.
Eating is better.
Eating is better than
But
assembling.
then you get to look at the pretty picture, but then you ruin the pretty picture.
Gravy, piping hot. Cheese curds, ready to go. French fries, golden brown, out of the oven. Little
Salt.
sprinkling of more salt. Why?
The salt is good.
French fries, love some salt.
Salt.
Don't judge. Don't judge. So, what is the best way to do this, people?
I think we
The
should
best
put
way is
Fries.
you put a little bit of fries.
And put a little bit of gravy.
Cheese curds, break them up. You know why?
Because they're big.
You want them to melt. That's why everything's got to be piping hot. Little tiny cheese curds. It doesn't matter. If you got some time, put this in. Now, I personally, I'm going to reach over here, Abs, so you break up that guy. Only because this is super hot. Gravy is delicious. A little on the thick side. Maybe we didn't need quite so much corn syrup. But absolutely delicious. A few more French fries.
Then more gravy, more
A
cheese.
few more curds.
And more gravy.
More gravy.
And,
And then
eating.
the best part.
We're not gonna melt it.
These are hard to break.
What do you mean melt it, Rebecca? No, the heat melts it.
Ah.
So we're gonna wrap this up, and we'll be right back, and we will grab some forks and
Dig in.
munge. Too much
Put
gravy?
a lot of no,
No.
so much gravy.
Like
Like pools.
pools.
Pools of gravy.
La! Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty hot in here. We've had the oven belting for a while. We turn up the AC to shoot. We do all kinds of things, and we've been looking at this yummy poutine going, can we eat it now? Can we eat it now? What about now? What about now? What about now?
No, that's
Now
my
is the
fork.
time.
That's your fork.
Manje.
Manje?
Manje. Ooh.
I went double down.
You went double down. Rebecca, still not a fan of the cheese. Didn't go for the cheese. I feel as though you need a little bit of everything.
Oh my god.
Waxy cheese. Absolutely delicious.
I actually think more gravy.
Stringy.
You think more gravy?
Sticky? Stringy?
Not as stringy as I may have hoped.
That's what I said. I said it's gonna be like,
Gravy is absolutely delicious.
the plate is just absolutely delicious.
No, but the gravy is amazing. I
No,
would
but
make
this is
that
just
gravy
all
for
so
all
good.
kinds of things.
Oh,
And
No!
we have Thanksgiving.
for
When we have
meatballs.
Thanksgiving. For meatballs. Oh, those would taste really good with some meatballs.
With the
It's actually
cheese.
got a little bit of that Swedish twang to it. Probably because of all the milk.
It tastes like vegetables or something.
Well, it tastes like, notice how we're like in no rush to end this video because we're just busy eating. All right, what do we do now? We eat.
Subscribe.
No,
Subscribe.
you guys have to subscribe and hit the notification bell and follow us on Instagram and Facebook. And
What do you do?
Share this with your friends if you like it.
Absolutely. Get in the
And
kitchen.
make
some
poutine.
poutine. Don't bother with the gravy if you're like, listen, with everything with cooking with Abby, we almost always have kind of like a spectrum, if you will, of easy to hard. We normally go a little harder than most. That's
Yeah.
fine. Buy some gravy, boil it up, warm it up, get her going, make some poutine. It's amazing. And then you can start spicing it up. You can add hot dogs.
bacon. People add
Bacon.
bacon.
You could add smoked meat. All kinds. Pastrami for those south of the border.
Chicken.
Chicken, yum. Anyway, other vegetables, fruits. Bye guys, enjoy, make some poutine, share some photos with us. Love you.
Bye.
Love you. That was a little intimate.
Yeah, you're
Hey, I was gonna take that.
Did we steal your perfect fry?
Yeah, did you get the fry you want?
Yeah. First fry I had.